adopt the agenda.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a motion to approve the August 19th, 2025 minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? No public comment, Angel.
No, there's someone else here for public comment.
So do we need a motion to reopen the public hearing?
No, you're still open.
Okay.
So at this time, we'll just review the information from our tabled meeting on August 19th, 2025. Thank you, board members, for being here this evening. This is a public hearing for a rezoning request for item number 20250021. And it is a request coming to us from R.T. Shuler Company. Property is located at Varner Street, and the Davidson County parcel number is listed there. It is a request to go from highway business to R8. A little bit of history about this property. It used to be a joined property. The front portion that is at Highway 109 was highway business, and when they separated the two parcels, the back parcel, according to GIS, is listed as R8, and it is not, because just making that change in two parcels does not rezone that property. So this is a request to you guys for consideration of a rezoning of the back portion only. It would not affect the portion that is adjacent to 109 that there's temporarily or currently a house on. So it is just for that one parcel. And Mr. Shuler is here tonight if you guys would like to ask any questions of him.
Hello, my name's Randall Shuler. I'm the general contractor for the owner of this property. And it's Tarantello Incorporated, but it's actually the owners of the Elizabeth's Pizza here in Denton, the Deportos. And what they want to do is propose it, and you've got the
Yes.
proposed site plan. And that's why we want to rezone it to R8. We figured that would be a good thing to do for the property as far as putting the apartments there. We're looking at a 4-unit apartments to put there. So that's what the idea was behind it. So and that's why we was wanting to have it rezoned to R8. I don't know if there's any question I can answer for this. I know we still have to go through the process with the town as far as approving the site plan, but we have to go through this first.
What you guys will be approving this evening is just the rezoning portion. So,
Gotcha, it's not the plan.
right, and so with that rezoning, knowing that you'd have to rezone that property allows for anything that is permitted within an R8 district to be built on site, whether it be apartment complexes or a single family home or anything else that's allowed in the R8 district.
Are there any plans for the apartments yet? Are they single story?
There would be a single story, 2-bedroom, 1 bath is what we're looking at, each one of them. They're roughly around 800 to 900 square feet, each one of them, and they would all be connected together. And of course, all that, it would have to come under ordinances whether we put, of course, everything be paved parking lots and everything, and I'm assuming probably before it's over with, I don't know, we'd have to have some kind of barriers separating the other properties too, whether it be a fence or shrubbery. I know the one side he owns, which is the highway commercial, and then First Bank's on the other side.
Right.
And then there is residential that we would be joining on the other side. There's still a lot of woods there too. We want to have a backyard, but at the same time we want to leave a buffer if we can to, eliminate any problems with anybody.
Angel, with this new thing, once we get past this, when the site plan comes, will that come to us or does that now go to the commissioners? Or does it come to you?
It depends on if we go forward with this type of site plan for the 4 units, based on our zoning requirements, may fall under what's called a subdivision plan, because of it being 4 units and not just a 2-unit complex.
And all the neighbors have been notified.
They were notified for the public hearing to let them know of the rezoning request. So, and they were here. I don't think there was any neighbors for this property at the last meeting that voiced any concerns or comments, but they were notified by mail and the property was posted. But if it happens to fall under subdivision ordinance, it would be just that would be your review to do, and it would come back to you to review and, make any recommendations or concerns that you might see at that time. So, but it would be, a simple review of what they're looking at doing. You have to address the fact of, 2 parking places per unit and the distance between the parking area
Right.
and the apartments and setbacks and things like that. It does have its own entrance off of Varner Street, and at the time that the plan comes to us, we would have Public Works review it, the fire department review for their access, and then the police department will look, but just to see if there's any concerns they may have. But that would all be done with the plat review.
You don't know if there'll be brick or vinyl siding, or, you did the ones off of Jones?
No, that was Wayne Shuler.
Oh, another Shuler.
Another
Okay.
Shuler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they're pretty nice.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
And we're gonna do something nice there. I mean, right now, I don't know. I mean, we've talked both ways. We build them both ways before, whether it's brick or vinyl. I'm not gonna lie, we're leaning towards putting the vinyl on these right here. So, but I mean, if that's something that's a deal breaker, it can be changed, as far as that.
They look good until they need pressure washing. Nobody ever does it.
Right,
We got a lot of those around there.
right. And brick stands the test of time too, so.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
but like I said, again, I guess that's an option we're still, weighing out what we're gonna do or whatever. But I guess when we come back to approval for the site plan, we can have it nailed down.
Is there a way to, do we know if it'll fall under the subdivision at this point? Or
And
is
I apologize to you guys. I meant to have this reviewed today, but I was out, not feeling well this morning, just to kind of give you that heads up as to whether it would. If you will allow me just 1 second.
Or is there a way that we can approve it with the classification of the subdivision? That way just so we stay intimately involved with it and if we have questions.
See, the key is that a subdivision, by definition, by our ordinance, okay? A subdivision shall include all divisions of a tract or parcel of land into 2 or more lots, buildings, sites, or other divisions for the purpose, whether immediate or future, of sale or building development, and shall include all divisions of land, including the dedication of a new street or a change existing streets, or provided, however, that the following shall not be included in the definition or regulations. And then it goes into talking about the divisions of, whether it's less than 10 acres, is the public acquisition and purchase of strip land that needs to be widened for streets. And none of that applies to this. The only thing that could potentially result in the subdivision is stating that it is divided into 2 or more building sites. Well, technically, he has 1 building site with 4 apartments. So, to me, in reading that, it does not apply to put it into a subdivision. However, I would much rather our attorney sign off on that, but it can be something that is brought back to you guys and said, hey, this is where we are and this is what we're looking at. It doesn't apply, but are there any recommendations? So, but at this time, I'm leaning more towards that it is not over it being a subdivision. Because they're not gonna have to do their own dedicated streets, they're not gonna have to pave, things like that. It's, It's a little complicated. We had this same issue with the division out on John Street. It was not treated as subdivision, and it should have been because it actually had 7 different individual building sites. And it was not looked at that way in the very beginning.
So if it doesn't meet that, then does that bounce it up to the commissioners?
No,
Or
it
it's
is
just-
my review.
okay.
It's staff review.
Okay.
May I add something? In the 4-unit apartments, they've changed the building codes. It's not necessary for the rezoning, but a 4-unit falls under the residential building codes now. At one time, up till last year, over 2 of them went to a commercial site. But they changed that in our building codes as residential. So, I mean, that's why we're doing it too, the 4 units, which that's as big as we can put there anyway, so, but maybe make a little difference anyway.
But you know, you guys looked at a 4-unit for Mount Vista. They did their senior living quads there, and they were a 4-unit. And they did come for review because they had several units, not just the one. So there is, you know, in knowing that, and I think they did a little change to theirs, knowing that changes were coming with the building codes as well. Subdivided out the property just so that they could go ahead and get started with that. And you don't have to do a sprinkler system for 4
No.
units anymore, which
No.
used to be a requirement. You just increase the firewalls
Correct.
for each.
Is there a
unit.
firewall in between each?
Yes.
No.
Yes, sure.
In the attic also?
Excuse me?
In the attic also?
Oh, yes, yeah. I think should be a 2-hour fire rated wall.
Okay.
In each one of them.
Well, if none of the neighbors object to it, I don't see any reason not to.
I don't know, I mean, it's so close to one, it's already a commercial type area, it's not like it's in the middle of a residential
I
area.
guess it's kind of commercial. So.
Yeah.
How good it is will depend who the renters are. Hopefully your rent will be high enough that good folks go in there.
Correct. We hope so.
So at this time, if there are no other questions that you are wanting to ask, you would need to close your public hearing, and then you can discuss among yourselves, and then you can make your vote at that time.
Have a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, I just said what I thought, I didn't say it again.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I think it should stay highway business. It was on that one and on it. And I mean, that's what it was done for, was for highway business. I don't think we're gonna mess up if we do it, that's my opinion.
Well, I assume that they don't plan to build a restaurant there anymore since they got it for sale, but they're just not selling the back part.
Right there.
Yeah, but it was all the way through, is what I'm saying. I think it should be left like it was, myself, that's just me.
So the
In
front
case
portion,
somebody comes through and wants to buy it, needs more space.
the front portion of the property can still be developed to anything highway business. If someone were to buy the property, because it is on the market, they could tear that house down and put a commercial business there. So that this would not affect anything for that future development, just to let you guys know that.
It'd just be taking as much space as if it was all highway business.
Yes,
I see your point,
that's
Kenny.
just- Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But since it's 2 different parcels and they're only,
Well, it was all one parcel, though, it wasn't 2 different parcels.
yeah, it was, I think. Was it not?
It's always been one parcel that was divided by an alleyway.
Okay.
So there's an unclosed alleyway that's there, and a year or so ago, we talked about the closure of that alleyway. But in knowing that they were looking to develop that back portion, we thought it may be best to leave that alleyway so it does leave that buffer between the commercial property and potentially a rezoning to a residential property. So that does leave an additional 10 feet between the commercial and the property for development. So, but it is 2 separate parcels now.
And then that's 10 feet buffer between the two, and then there's still the standard setbacks.
Yes, that is correct.
We've got 1-4, 1-8.
I tell you, I was kinda like Dick, I was like, ready, yeah, but Kenny brings a good point. It's just, it's a long
Are both these houses, that front one on mine, are they for sale? I know the one next to the bank is.
The one next to the bank is, the other, between that house and Subway is still, an individual that owns that property. You know, I don't think there'll be any sale on that in the recent future, but, you know, the potential could be that over time, if both of those parcels may be bought by a commercial property and developed, and both houses are torn down, which would be a loss to the town, I think, but
What are you talking about, back behind Subway, or?
the one directly beside of
The one
Subway,
on 109.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
between
joint
Subway
is-
and the bank.
Yeah, there is still, it is still residential, and they still do live there, so. And there's one to the, residential to the other side of Subway.
The old folks, that's the Lomax house.
Yes, yes. Yeah, the Lomax house is still there as well.
I would say it can be bought.
What was it? Lomax
But
house?
the only two that have this additional parcel to the backside are these two that run, beside of First Bank. So this property runs all the way to Varner, and then the residential to the south runs all the way to Varner. But, you know, the Joneses have not indicated they were selling or would divide their property. So it may always be residential, and I believe it is residential.
Well, it's just her now.
Yes, it is, and the front portion, I believe they opted out of having their property listed as highway business, so theirs is R8 already, both parcels, so,
Oh, okay, so the adjoining parcel, the land
Is
is
R8.
R8.
Mhm.
Wow.
yeah.
Interesting.
And at any time in the future, if someone came up and offered them a great deal on both pieces of property before the apartments were added, they could come back before the board and have it rezoned. I mean, you know, that's always that option, that if it were to be sold and they wanted the entire property. Could be an option.
I'm assuming not, since nobody came, but has First Bank had any comments as far as, you know, after hour activity or anything, now having a potentially, you know, 2 to 3 people per unit?
I have not had any response from any of the adjacent property owners,
Face the
in regards to
ATM.
that. So, you know, if they had the concerns, they did not share them. There is a vacant property on the other side of First Bank as well, and it is R8, if I'm speaking correctly. So everything that's sort of that back Varner Street is already zoned R8.
Behind O'Reilly's is what you're speaking of.
Yes.
Any other questions or have a motion?
Well, I think everything's pretty much business there, but Gil Jones is, I guess, the only residence that now occupies beside it.
And they opted out when it went through.
Do what?
They opted out when it went through. And all these other properties opted in to be highway business.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence.
And they tried to sell it one time because of highway traffic, but They planted all those trees and that did the trick for them. Imagine she'll stay there as long as her health is good.
Traffic on Varner too.
So Kenny, from your perspective, just trying to find something to split hair here. Is it for legal highway business, then a business in the future would have more options as far as.
I think, yeah, most of your businesses is going on bigger, area.
Well, I see both sides,
Right.
but there's other places.
Well, we ain't got many, Dick, we're running out of room. Running out of highway business, is what I'm saying.
I agree with you. I'd be against it. I'll go to.
So you need someone to make a motion.
Okay, got it. So the motion to
Deny.
deny, got the motion to approve.
No, I'll make a motion, we deny. Keep it highway business.
A second.
All in favor of the deny?
Aye.
We don't even know.
No.
Any
That's
opposed?
good. I'm not against it or for it, so.
Was it, all right, so we got 3 against, any opposed to being against it? Are y'all voting in the affirmative, I guess is what I'm
Yeah.
asking. Okay. And that is all I have for you guys tonight. It's a short, quick meeting, but we wanted to go ahead and get this before you guys and, move forward. So anything you have for me, any questions?
Not online, I got one offline.
Sounds good.
Have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.